Hands on heads, eyes on me. 1, 2, 3. All right, welcome lions and cubs to our Friday edition of video learning. All right, I think I gave it away, but does anybody know what day it is today? I already saw you on Monday. Nope, I didn't. I saw you on Tuesday. I saw you on Tuesday. I actually got to see you, hopefully most of you, on Wednesday and Thursday for our Zoom meetings. So that means that today must be... Da-da-da, it's Friday. Today is Friday. What month is it? Fourth month of the year. January, February, March, April. It is April. So, Friday, April. What? Who can help me count? Let's start with 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yes, today is Friday, April 17th. Right now, my friends, let's do some counting forwards and backwards. Are you ready? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is 10 and 7 more. Let's count backwards. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Now I should hear you counting the rest of them for me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Well done. Good job, friends. Now, we have a few more questions about space to share today. These are the last questions that we're going to answer. And next week, I can't wait, but it's going to be Superhero Week. Who is your favorite superhero? If you could, maybe let me know in blooms. Who is your favorite superhero? Okay, send it along and I will draw it out and pull it out and share that. I don't really have too many questions, I guess, unless you have a question. I don't know, but let me know. Who is your favorite superhero? And I will draw it out of the bin and share with everyone. All right, so let's answer our last questions. Now, Emmett asked, what makes the fire come out of the rocket as it blasts off? So, Emmett, this, and everyone, this is the exhaust, similar to what you see coming out of mom and dad's cars or vans or trucks. Especially on a cold day, you can see that gas. It's basically just a huge amount of expanding hot gas combining with oxygen, and that forces it out, and so it kind of looks like it's burning because it's burning up, and as it does that, it forces out, and the rocket blasts off. And that's how they get people into space. And that is where that fire, that exhaust comes from. Okay. Next we have Arza. Why does Earth move around the sun? This is a really good question. And it affects our days all year long. So the Earth actually rotates around its axis. Sorry. So the Earth rotates around its axis. And so it's constantly, it's kind of hard for me to show you, spinning. and it makes one full rotation over the course of 24 hours. Okay? And that's what gives us day and night. Now, as the Earth is spinning over 24 hours, it is also, we're going to pretend that this is the sun, which it's not because the sun would be much, much bigger. But as the Earth is spinning for over 24 hours, it is also orbiting around, all the way around the sun. The sun is much, much bigger than the Earth. But the Earth orbits around the sun, and it takes 365 days to do that. And that's what gives us the year. And it changes the seasons depending on where and how far around the sun it is. And it also affects the days and nights as it spins around the sun. Okay, so I hope that helps. Now, Arabella says, how hot is the sun? Is it hotter than an oven? And why is there only one sun? So, the sun is way hotter than an oven. Okay, the sun at the outer surface is about 5,500 degrees Celsius, while the inner core can reach up to 15 million Celsius. So wildly crazy hot. And the sun is actually just a giant ball of gas. It's actually a star. So when we look up at the sky at nighttime, all of those stars are actually suns. There is not just one sun. There are many suns. But the sun, the one that our Earth orbits around, is the biggest one in our area, and so that's the sun to us. It is the only one to us. But all of those little twinkling stars, they're actually like little tiny suns, but the light is coming to us at different times because they're burning so far away from us. Okay, Madden, what is the farthest planet a spaceship has ever flown to? Kind of interesting. On New Year's Eve 2018, so just 2 years ago, the spacecraft called New Horizons flew 4 billion miles away and passed Ultima Thule, and it was a small lump of ice and rock. It is the most distant, primitive place ever visited by humans. And I say visited, but they just shot past it in their spaceship. And apparently, Ultima Thule orbits the sun, our sun, every 297 Earth years. So it's like it's something new for us to have learned that, because 297 years ago was the last time it came around. Okay, so very cool. Good question. Last space question that I have here. Ruby, why can't people breathe in space? And this also kind of ties into Will's sister, who asked about helmets. Why do people need helmets in space? This is because space is actually a vacuum, and it sucks. It means that there's no air to breathe that's available. So we wear helmets and spacesuits to protect us, and also to give us oxygen. Okay? On Earth, there's oxygen all around, and we can breathe it, right? Underwater, there's no oxygen for us to breathe. Okay? In space, there's no oxygen. It's a vacuum. So the molecules that make up oxygen don't stick together. They're just pulled apart. They can't stay together. So there's no air in space. All right, great questions, my friends. And let's move on. Who remembers what our letters are this week? Okay, we started with our Cubs on Tuesday, so let's go to our Lions first today. Lions, W. waving wildly, w, w, w. Okay, w, W. You could call it W if you want to remember how it sounds like, but W says w, w, w. Waving wildly, w, w, w. Good. And our cubs, the letter N. So 2 fingers up, cross over top, so you can see your thumb. There's our sign language N. Needle and thread, N. Needle and thread, N. Okay, and we would start here, kind of in the middle of our page, and down. This is not a very tall letter. It's a shorter letter. It stays below the dotted lines. All right. I hope everybody did their letter duotangs and worked in their journals today. I can't wait to see some, or on Wednesday when it was journal day. I can't wait to see some of the pictures, or on Thursday for the Cubs was journal day. I can't wait to see pictures that you send me of journals and some of the other fun things that you're doing. How did your constellation projectors turn out? Good. Send me some dark pictures showing me what they looked like, okay? Now, introducing all about Charlotte. Now, my name is Charlotte. C-H-A-R-L-O-T-T-E. Charlotte. I like to eat carrots. My daughter Taylor loves carrots too. I like to play with Barbies. Who else likes to play with Barbies? I am 5 years old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Nice to meet you, Charlotte. That was one of my Lion learners for my morning class. Okay, now I'd like to read you a story called The Way Back Home, with permission from HarperCollins. Once there was a boy. And one day, as he was putting his things back in the cupboard, he found an airplane. He didn't remember leaving it in there, but he thought he'd take it out for a go right away. The plane lifted off the ground and up into the sky. Higher and higher and higher. Suddenly, the plane spluttered. It had run out of gas or fuel. Now the boy was stuck on the moon. What was he to do? He was all alone and afraid. And soon his flashlight began to go out. Flicker, flicker. Up in space, someone else was in trouble too. His engine had broken down. And steering the ship towards a flicker of light, he landed on the moon with a bump. Both the boy and the Martian could hear noises in the dark, and both feared the worst. But as their eyes got used to the dark, they both realized they'd met someone else in trouble. They weren't alone anymore. The boy showed the Martian his empty gas tank, and the Martian showed the boy his broken engine. Together, they thought of ways to fix their machines and how to get them both back home. The boy jumped down to earth to get the things that they would need, right down into the sea. And swam towards home. But by the time he got there, the boy was tired out, so he sat in his favorite chair, just to catch his breath. His favorite show was just starting, and he settled down to watch. Uh-oh. Tick-tock. Suddenly, he remembered what he should be doing and rushed to the cupboard to get what he needed. He ran outside and shouted. But there was no reply. He couldn't be heard. The boy climbed to higher ground, called again, and waited. This time, a rope was lowered. The boy began to climb, and the Martian began to pull, and soon the boy was back on the moon. The boy fixed up the Martian's engine with the right wrench, and the Martians filled the boy's gas tank. They said goodbye and thanked each other for their help. They wondered if they'd ever meet again. After a long night, they were both finally off the moon. The boy went one way, and the Martian went another, both on their way back home. The end. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Bye, Cubs. Bye, Lions. I can't wait to see you in our craft demonstration video. Please have 2 straws, one a little bit bigger than the other. Okay, so you need a large straw and a small straw if you can. And you'll need the printout of the rocket ships that was sent out earlier this week. Okay. Some colors too are always nice. Okay, so the big one I guess would be the straws. I just happen to have some takeout straws still left in their packaging and some other straws left over. I just don't use them very often. But there we go. So I have 2 sorts of straws, and try and print that off if you can. All right, can't wait for you to follow along with me to make a rocket ship. See you soon.